Alright, what is up guys, Juggle Tenebris here, and we are going to be bringing you the versus mode. So, it was just a couple of quick play matches, a couple of ranks here and there. On this one, just a couple of game modes, quick play. I'm just going through the characters here, so we've got obviously Marcus, Dom, Max, and then Rias, I think I'm Lucas, Rias, hopefully pronouncing his name right, and then we've got the cog female and then cog male gear. This online is very different from what I've played, or this gears is very different to what I've played. Going through the poses here as well, so it's you'll be able to see your poses, your banner, your icon, whereas in Gears of War 5 was only allowed to see a few more, or see it on the MVP. So I'm actually going through the Locust here, so Locust Grenadier, Locust Drone, Locust Rusher, and then the Locust Sniper. And I feel like a lot of people are going to like the Locust Sniper. I really like the look of the Locust Drone and the Locust Grenadier, like they look really cool. Not too much of a fan of the Locust Rusher, but it's whatever on that. So we're just going through here. I'm just looking at the title menu, all this kind of thing. Just going through, yeah, Locust, going through the banners, going through everything that you just see on the screen here. I'm just going through slowly, having a look at the characters spinning around. I think that Locust Sniper looks really cool. I love the way they look. They don't have a very... They have more of a feel from the Gears of War 3 kind of savage looking, or the raw looking. I don't know, they just look really nice, really clean. I mean, they've still got some of the armor there anyway, and also you can do the poses here, so, and then you can put the banner on the background. We're probably going to more than likely have more banners and stuff like that, and then more icons, other things like that. And now here I'm just actually going through the weapon skins. We obviously have the beta weapon skin here on the Lancer, and then we have it on the Retro as well. Same skin on all of them. Well, obviously we're going to have more in the future, but these are just what we have in the beta so far. More than likely we should have more opened up during the beta, during the public beta, so that would be something cool to grind for, especially if you've... Especially if you're going to play the beta. It's always nice to show off a couple of things that you got from the beta when the game actually releases in October. So we're just going through here. So we've got Conquest. It's control, conquering time banks. So we've got to clear the zones, and then once you clear the zones, you get up to winning the match, basically. You kind of understand it a little bit more in game. I have heard some people say that it was similar to a Call of Duty type of thing, or even a Halo. So yeah, this is one of the games that I got on. This is like the second game, I think it was. I was just trying to understand the mechanics of the game. So we actually had two maps. We had Market, and then we actually had the practice arena on the previous, if you've seen my previous YouTube video. So again, I'm just kind of going through here, unscripted. I like to just say what I see on the screen, pretty much. Still getting used to everything here. Obviously grappling over cover, like mantling, everything like that. I was just seeing how far you can go, where you can jump, what you can do. Some of the weapons on this map is pretty incredible. So we actually have one. It's the like the weird grenade launcher on one of the side of the maps, and it's like that. It's like a digger slash drop shot kind of thing. Yeah. So I was just going through here. That's the Incinerator, and that is a gun not to be messed around with. And shout out to TC David Bones on there. He's actually a developer. I know him on Twitter, and seen him at a couple of lands in the past. So shout out to Dovi. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. So I was playing as this Mags basically here, and I was going around being a professional esports coach. Mechanically I'm not that great. Okay, I'm gonna put it out there, but I understand the logistics of it and everything like that, the skill and everything else. So I was trying to do what I could to try and push the mechanical skill of the game to however I could. I was trying to see if I could, wall bounce, take cover, push. I wanted to see about pushing people's right hands and stuff like that. Sometimes it looks like you can get a decent clip. I do feel like the Natra at a long distance seems to be weak, and then up close, the further in you get, the more damage you do. So yeah, again, I was trying to wall bounce on that side, and it's weird because when you go into the wall bounce animation, you come back out, you're still on the right hand side, so that I know that, yeah, so you would wall bounce and then come off the wall, and then basically it would switch hands. So that's something that's interesting in. So as you can see here, I'm coming off the wall, right-handed, and then as I'm playing right-handed, it's pretty much the gun comes back into your hand on that side. Again, I'm doing a couple of things here. I feel like gameplay and the mechanics of the game is going to be a lot different to what we're used to. I'm not sure what we could do in the future. I mean, it's a beta, so everyone needs to be testing and everything like that, and that's why we have betas and alphas. Test things, see how it goes. Generally speaking, though, the map is pretty nice. They did say it's symmetrical, so a lot of these maps are symmetrical. It's difficult to look at them because obviously when I'm playing the game, it was just so new, so fresh. I didn't know what I was doing. It's almost like going to a new street or a new house or a new, you know, whatever. And when you go into that place, it's brand new, and you have literally no. I definitely like got chunked there. It's quite funny because Dobie actually saw me come up there and just put me down. But it's like when you go to a new street or somewhere new and you don't know and you're unfamiliar with, you're just very not disorientated or confused, but it's just very different indeed. So again, I was messing around a lot of the time on the beta. Yeah, it was like a second game on. It's not. I quite like it. I had fun. I did like the sliding a lot. I enjoyed the sliding. We also got the ribbons back as well. And again, this is where it's good, where we have match MVP, so we can actually see that. So it doesn't matter if you get MVP or not. Yeah, you will see the ribbons. And I'm going to assume more than likely that the person, the other team, can see your MVP and your banners and everything like that. So I'm going through here the rank summary, ribbons and rewards. Placement matches, it's like 3 placement matches, so I'm curious about how if we're going to have like an actual ranking system with skill-based matchmaking, as we have been promised in the past, and it just doesn't seem to have been right. So here we're going to be looking at, again, Conquest on market. There was another map, and it was the practice arena that I was on previous video, if you have a look at that. So yeah, Conquest is I think it's King of the Hill pretty much, but it's okay. I feel like it might get boring in the future. Again, here's the banners, ribbons, all that good stuff. So I feel like they've converted Gears of War 4 and Gears of War 5 kind of together, and I'm getting a lot of Halo vibes here. I believe in Halo Infinitive. You get to see all your characters here. So I'll just put another one up as well, where I'm actually playing as the Locust. Interesting as well, I have seen that there's a Vrock, I think it is, if I said it right, that he looks like he's the new Locust, sort of over the top, because we had Hoffman in the past, Mira, and then Prescott as well, a couple of other people off the top of my head, Niles I believe, and also Jim. But yeah, this is like interesting here. So I'm going to be looking at Raiden, and this is the incinerator gun, and it is crazy. That gun is think of a Nash's shotgun, or think of a sawn-off even from Gears of War 3, and the sawn-off that was crazy in Gears of War 3, but it has a little bit of a longer range, I believe. So that's that weapon. It was yeah, the incinerator is pretty powerful. I feel like a lot of people are going to be using it. I feel like a lot of people, including myself, are going to be extremely frustrated from that. I just picked up this gut puncher, and I'm kind of still got used to it, but not really. Right here, I should have definitely jumped on top of the cover for definite. But this is a gun that's pretty crazy to use. I get a free piece on this, so that's not too bad. I was trying to run forward. So first thoughts, it's not. Yeah, I should have gone to the round side of that door when I was shooting out there. It has a sort of recoil kind of thing, like you have to really get it up and let it bounce, which is interesting on gut puncher. But all in all, I had fun on this. I started getting used to it a bit more, like getting used to the gun. It's crazy to see people just jumping on the covers and stuff like that, and then I don't know, I just see people jumping all over the place, and it's interesting to say the least. Sometimes I feel like the good range works, sometimes I don't. I'm not sure. I have a lot of questions, and I'm curious about a lot of things to ask. So there as well, sometimes I feel like, and I'm not sure, I don't know if I'm right here or not, but I feel like center screening, I feel like LTing is barrel, and then blind firing from the hip is center screening, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. That's just an estimated guess. Playing the game myself and understanding how it is, because I have experimented a lot with the Nasher and going to a lot of places and seen how things work and whatever. Just being that kind of techie type of thing that I like to figure things out and weapons and whatnot. But yeah, I had fun overall. I had fun. A few of the game modes, like I don't know what everyone kind of prefers on game modes. I have been a big fan of Guardian, so I always loved Guardian back in Gears of War 3. I always loved Guardian in Gears of War 2. It was okay in 4. I enjoyed it in 5. I mean, I've seen thousands and thousands of control matches. I have seen thousands and thousands of execution. So it's interesting to have a new game mode sort of come back. I was experimenting there. I was trying to see about how a 2-piece would work, but obviously there's 2 of them there. I only saw the one. I wanted to see if, you know, the 2-piece was viable and if it even worked, because it's a bit fast, but I'm not sure the percentages are. A few other things as well. I've noticed that upon death you do have a death summary, almost like someone did this much to you and you did this much to them and they did this much to you. So we all hate 83, right? Like that was pretty annoying to hate. Like to have that is very frustrating. One of the things as well in the settings is that you can actually up the loudness of your enemy's footsteps, which I think is great. So you can have footsteps up on the gameplay, and that's going to be really, really nice, because the amount of times that I have been flanked on Gears of War 3, well, Gears of War 4, Gears of War 5, I have been flanked so many times because I can't hear footsteps. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I would love to know if there is actually a Guardian game mode, because I know it's 4v4. There is no 5v5, so it's only 4v4. So I'm assuming, I would like to say that there's a Guardian. I think it's a big mistake if they don't put Guardian in, because it is kind of the core backbone of a lot of, you know, casual players. How many people do play Gears Guardian? I enjoyed it thoroughly. I play it a lot. Even the wife plays it a lot with me, so yeah, we enjoy it. Here I was just seeing if I could get on top of the marquee kind of thing there. I believe we ended up pretty much losing this, but I was just putting out the gut puncher again there. This gun is pretty powerful. I get flanked, speaking of hearing footsteps. But yeah, we pretty much lose here, but I just wanted to show you my thoughts, show the gameplay, just talk over it. But that's pretty much going to be it for me. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And then I'm going to have more videos in the future. And yeah, have a nice day, and peace.